Today I want to share with you a very simple yet very effective meditation technique. And this technique is about listening to the inner Om vibration. So what is this technique about? When you go into your meditation, where you sit down and the room is quiet and you calm your mind, you focus maybe first on the breath and you go inwards, then for this technique you start to look and hear for something, for a very, in the beginning, very quiet tone inside your head. It is not something that your ears are hearing. So you pay attention to this bass sound that is always there. And usually when you don't have, and it's different from a tinnitus, when you have a tinnitus, that's a very pronounced version of an inner sound. But this inner Om vibration is always there. And you usually don't notice it. Especially in the beginning, it is hard to even find that sound. But when you go inside and you are quiet in meditation, you can hear that vibration. And once you are able to hear that, the only thing you do in this technique is to focus on that. Not in a very tense way where that is the only thing that your awareness is fixated upon, but in a way that is open, spacious, yet anchored in that sound, in that vibration. And for me, it sounds like a high-pitched tone. It is not really like Om, but it is more like a very high, not very high, but a rather high, constant tone, frequency. And you just let your awareness gather around that. And then you do that in addition, and in addition to that, I have found that it is helpful to also have a second anchor. So what I mean by that is not only having that sound and resting in open, spacious awareness aside from that, but in that open, spacious awareness also hold a second object constantly in that awareness. And for me, I have found it works best to keep some of my attention in the spiritual eye center. So you look, when you sit there with closed eyes, it's kind of like looking up a little bit, where you imagine when you put your imagination on a point somewhere between your eyebrows, and you can slightly look up as if you are looking into that point. And then in your visual field, you focus in on one point there. And the interesting thing that happens when you do that is that the inner sound is seen to be one with that point of awareness, with that spiritual eye center. Not in the beginning, and maybe not in your first few sessions, but the more you focus on those two anchors in your awareness, again, not very tight, not very one-pointed where you try to block out everything else. Thoughts may still arise, but you don't give them your mental energy. Your mental energy in that openness flows into those, at first it seems, two different aspects of experience. But the longer you do that, you see an interesting thing starts to happen. where space itself breaks down. And I found this to be easier with the anchor of the tone of the Om vibration and something that we locate in quote-unquote space. So it seems like we are focused here. But then the Om vibration itself has no location. It is simultaneously everywhere, it is spreading out through all of spacious awareness. So how space is arising within consciousness, all of that is in that Om vibration. And you start to see that. At first it seems like they are happening as two different things. We usually recognize hearing as something different from seeing, from spacious awareness. Those on the gross level, on this conceptual level that we usually operate from, they seem to be very different. They seem to be not related at all. But the longer you hold your awareness on those seemingly different aspects, seemingly different sensory inputs, you start to see their oneness. You merge the sense of hearing with the sense of seeing, and in that, space collapses. You can very clearly at one point see that that consciousness has no space, that it is not located somewhere in space, where when you are looking at it from the dualistic viewpoint, it seems like consciousness is over here and the world is arising separate from it. But through that technique, this illusion is seen through. And on top of that, the illusion of different modalities that seem to be fundamentally different also collapses. You see that everything is just a vibration of consciousness. So over time, what you will notice is that the Om vibration, the inner sound that you're hearing, that it is from a very subtle, very simple tone. It seems to, as you give more and more attention and energy to it, it seems to become more complex. And that is the point where you can start asking yourself and inquiring into what is the nature of this vibration. You ask yourself, who is perceiving this vibration? What is this vibration made of? These are all kinds of questions you can ponder curiously and then just rest, not conceptually, but just rest in that open awareness anchored in the vibration. And you will recognize, or you will find that over time you will go deeper, deeper, deeper into the essence of the vibration. And it may happen quickly or only gradually. But you will find that the pure consciousness is revealed. The pure consciousness aspect of the Om vibration at some point is revealed. If you continue to inquire what is the essence of this vibration, or who is the I that is perceiving the vibration. Because at first it seems like you are looking from somewhere else onto that vibration. It seems like awareness is capturing, enveloping, holding the space for this experience, for this vibration to take place. But the further you go into it, even that breaks down. And it is seen that there is only, it's not even consciousness. I mean, it's self-aware, the essence of the vibration. But even to say that it is something like consciousness, something that is perceived or something that I perceive, is already more concept than it is. So while you inquire, you go deeper than any concept. You leave aside all ideas, all conceptualizations of what it is that you are perceiving. And at a certain level, while you are still also anchored in your spiritual eye center, and the vibration starts to merge with the spatial location of where you think you are concentrating on, and somehow is of one substance with it, you start to see that there is only consciousness, that there is only this manifesting in different forms, manifesting as the different senses. And then the technique also spreads out into your daily life. It is not only your meditation object, informal sitting practice. At a certain point you will notice, and I encourage when you finish your sessions to exit them consciously, to say, how much of this insight, of this presence can I take with me now that the session has ended? And you can notice this inner Om vibration always. Once you have connected to it over and over again on a very deep level, it becomes available to you all the time, even while external sound is going on, because it's on a different level. And once you have seen that this Om vibration in its essence is nothing but pure consciousness, hearing that Om vibration in your daily life becomes your anchor, becomes your mindfulness practice that always reminds you of your true essence, of your true nature as empty awareness, pure consciousness. And so the practice of hearing the inner Om vibration is meant to become a continuous practice, where at one point you will no longer forget your true nature. And the Om vibration can bring you to that recognition that you are always that. And when you are always aware that this Om vibration is there, even though it seems to be more muted in daily life, you can recognize that pure consciousness is always there. And its expression as this inner Om vibration is also always there. And then as you have at one point realized in your sitting practice that this Om vibration is no different from any other expression, fundamentally, as they are all expressions of pure consciousness, you also see that everything you sense that you perceive through any sensory input is also an expression of that pure consciousness. And that is freedom. That is the freedom in every moment to be free of conceptualization. Free of the illusion of getting sucked into conceptualization and taking them for real. That is what the anchor of the Om vibration can do for you. Because every time a thought arises that had previously sucked you in to its apparent reality, once you are connected in pure consciousness through the Om vibration, you catch that story the moment it arises and see it for what it is. And I emphasize here the conceptual aspect of our experience, because it is so much of what we concern ourselves with. So much of our days and mental energy is spent on thinking about stuff, doing all kinds of conceptualization. But that is only one aspect of what we take for real. And the other thing, that establishing yourself in pure consciousness and reminding yourself of that all the time through recognizing the Om vibration, is that you see the impermanence of everything, of every experience, of every sensation, of every sensory experience. Because it's only conceptualization, again, that tells you that things, objects, have their inherent existence apart from their momentary expression, apart from their momentary appearance. And that makes you very emotionally attached to objects, people, but especially to what you think you are, to your egoic human form, because it seems so stable throughout time. But really it's only impressions, experiences from moment to moment that connect together through conceptualization. There would be no you going on from moment to moment without concept. So that is why this Om vibration and the meditation on it can take you all the way, to the realization that it all is an expression of timeless, spaceless, empty, pure consciousness. So I hope that if you have struggled so far with finding the right meditation technique, that if this somehow resonates with you, that you give it proper time and attention for this technique to flower in your experience. And it does take a couple of weeks or months. So enjoy every meditation session, rest in that Om vibration with no expectation, and paradoxically, this will result in increased clarity for you. Hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Like the video, share it, and also visit my website if you are interested in one-on-one meditation coaching. If you struggle with meditation, if you cannot find something that works for you, if you feel you are stuck somewhere, contact me through my website, and maybe we can find something that works for you and we can work together. Yeah, thank you and see you soon.